We all know that we have access to lots of health information. If we did everything we were told, we wouldn't have to worry about the obesity problem, and we would all be not smoking. You know, it's just that we don't always know how to put those best practices into place, even for ourselves personally. So awareness and education always helps. In the end, where the rubber hits the road is you got to make those behavior changes, and that is hard. All of you here, how many of you have tried to lose a few pounds? Add physical fitness to your activity, to your daily, try to get a little more sleep, try to eat a few more fruits and vegetables. You know, it's hard to do. If we all knew how to do that, we would be doing it. Hard to do. So employees need support in making that happen. So the businesses, who can apply? What is the eligibility criteria? The business has to offer health benefits to employees, which is mostly every company in Massachusetts, so that's good news. These businesses need to be sole proprietorships. Professions, trades, businesses, and partnerships are eligible. Not-for-profits don't fit into that just yet. Government agencies don't fit into that just yet. The businesses, the majority of their employees need to actually work in Massachusetts. They need to be a Massachusetts-based company. And the business must not have been cited by OSHA within the past 5 years, which means that they need to be functioning and have a good health and safety program in place to keep their employees safe at work. Do you want to add anything to that, Lisa?
Well, I think it's just a wonderful opportunity that we have in Massachusetts to really focus on integrating the health promotion aspect with the occupational health and safety. And there's been a lot of work that's been going on in Massachusetts and other states to really bridge that gap between traditional occupational health and safety programs and wellness programs. So I just wanted to know that that's not only a wonderful accomplishment here in Massachusetts, but I think as a business, it's a wonderful opportunity to really bring those two worlds together. And when you're thinking about health and wellness, make sure that not only are you offering opportunities for your employees to engage in healthy behaviors while you're at work, but as a worksite, you need to make sure that those employees are also safe and that your worksite environment has those collaboration networks. So I'm excited that Bobby brought that up. I'm excited that it's written into the eligibility, but it's also a wonderful opportunity here in Massachusetts to yet again set a benchmark that's really evidence-based and cutting edge around us integrating these two worlds with safety and health promotion.
So some of the businesses, will, when they hire employees, put them through a pre-employment physical process. And, it can be a fairly robust opportunity for a physician or a nurse practitioner to actually look at an employee. If you have programs in that company, a wellness program, it's a great time to introduce that with a trusted clinician helping to kind of make that connection for an individual. And so we've had great luck in actually connecting occupational health to, which is health protection, to health promotion. And you'll hear more about that because that's what we call total health management nowadays. So the certification criteria basically stipulate that you need inside that company to have somebody who's passionate and can help with this. So one person who's designated as a wellness champion. It can be an hour a week, it can be whatever the company thinks they can do, but somebody in that company needs to be a point person for kind of launching this project. There needs to be formal communication to all the employees about the program. Everybody needs to have access to it. The communication needs to go to everyone, and there needs to be a thoughtful process around that. The challenge is oftentimes we offer great programs, but we don't do such a great job communicating them. So in some of the companies, some of the small businesses where we've done wellness, because they're often family-owned, it's great to extend some of these programs to spouses because you can do it all together. Go ahead.
Can I just ask a question? I'm Suzanne Eber, Marlboro Regional Chamber. Could the chamber be that point person for the smaller businesses so that they can be certified? I mean, I know we have Marlboro Moves, which is a subset, and their health programs that we send out every week. We send out things. But to find a designated wellness champion in some of the 2 to 5 employee, 2 to 10 employee companies would be a little difficult. If the chambers of commerce, the 3 of us are involved already, can we become the wellness champion?
So So I guess my response to that is that, if you have a chamber who's playing a leadership role in
Yeah.
helping to do these
Yeah.
programs, if you have a program that you want to get out, the best way to do that is to send that email to somebody who has a bulletin board and they stick it up.
Correct.
So that's what I mean by a wellness champion, somebody in the company who sticks
Oh, I
that
see.
on the board.
Okay.
So there can be various roles for that wellness champion, depending on what the company can and cannot do.
But if the company doesn't designate someone,
It really helps to have some point person in
They
that
have
company.
It has to be, and it needs to be written into, like, it can't just be, oh, Lisa's taking on wellness today and Claire is taking on wellness tomorrow. It needs to be written in and collaborated as part of their job description within the organization. It does not need to be their only job description, and it does not need to be their sole position, but it does need to be a commitment on behalf of the organization to dedicate that individual in some portion of his or her time
Yeah.
towards
Okay.
employee health.
So for example, if the community is running a walking program and companies want to sign up, the chamber can certainly take a lead in creating and helping with some of those materials. But in that company, somebody is going to have to say, come on guys, let's do this.
and it's gotta be in their job description in order for the company to get the tax credit.
Correct.
And we'll go into a little bit more kind of in the piece around community collaboration on why that's so important and why that's written in, because I think that there's a wonderful opportunity for this collaboration, and certainly the role of the chamber is crucial to the success of this
Right.
business tax credit.
That'd be actually an interesting model
Yes.
as well. There needs to be a health risk assessment process. You need to understand the health risks in your population. And there are lots of different ways that you can do that. So these are health questionnaires. Some of you might have done them already. Oftentimes they give an employee a report. They can be virtual, online, or they can be a paper product. And basically it gives you a snapshot. It gives the individual a snapshot of their personal health, but it gives the organization a report, an aggregate report, that says 68% of your population is overweight or obese, your smoking prevalence rate is 18%, you have a fair degree of people that don't wear their seatbelts driving to work, or who have been in the emergency department more than 3 times last year. So there are vendors that can provide those services for you. There are also insurers that have those kinds of programs, but that needs to be a piece of it, because in a results-oriented program, you don't just want to randomly deliver programs that you think are going to matter. You want to know what the employee likes to do, and you want to know what they need. So it needs to be a thoughtful approach. Again, the next bullet is to collect data on employee interests. So you want to know what they're interested in. Are they going to go to an after, are they interested in learning more about how to be physically active? Would they like to lose some weight? Would they like to participate on a softball team? You want to get some idea around what they're likely going to engage in. If you have an all-male employee group, you're not necessarily going to offer a yoga class. Maybe not. Maybe you will. That could be exactly what they need. So, but I mean, you want to get some sense of what they want to do, and then, some sense of really what you think they need to do. So when we've launched those, we would often do them at a point when all the employees come through. So at open enrollment, you might put an interest survey out and give everybody a little something for doing the interest survey. Or the same thing with the health risk assessment. Again, there's help to do these kinds of things. You don't need to do them yourself, but these are components of what the criteria is to become certified. Again, through the health risk assessment and the employee interests, you start to identify the health risks or the issues in your population. So what I've learned is that if you do them in sometimes in banking organizations, which are predominantly women, the health risks there are going to be much different than if you have a 3-shift, swing shift manufacturing company. Every company has a different fingerprint around their risk profile, and you need to understand that if you're going to put some programs into place. Or work with somebody like a MetroWest around the programs that you're seeing you need in your company. Again, they need to be based on the key health issues. It could be a diabetes education program that they're doing in the community that you would actually give an employee some bonus points for, or that you publicize it up on the board, you track participation. It could be just about anything like that, but that's why it's so important for small businesses to work with the resources they have in the community. Whether it's a MetroWest Moves, or it's a health system in your geography that offers community benefit and outreach work. Could be just about anything. It could be a WIC program that offers information for women of childbearing years, but it really depends on the snapshot of the population. And again, participation is voluntary. You're not requiring employees, you've got to do this or else. This is not a program that we do to employees, this is a program we do for employees. When we talk a little bit more about the key health issues, the programs need to be based on that awareness and education. We need to be able to encourage people to take that next step. And we need to have workplace policies that support that. So one example is deciding that you're going to have a big team meeting every month and you're going to bring donuts to the team meeting. So switching that out for bagels, small bagels, not big bagels, the small bagels, and low-fat cream cheese. And you didn't bring donuts, did you, out there?
No donuts.
I wasn't sure about that. Sorry about that. But switching it out with fruit and healthy choices is one policy change that you can make. Some companies, some employers have done like no meeting Friday. No meeting Friday. We want our managers to go home and have the weekend to themselves because we know they have a very stressful job. Do a mile track outside. Go out and have somebody with a mile tracker plot out how far that is and let employees track their steps. Give them parameters. And have that encouraging person in that work site kind of keep track of all of that and be the motivator.
One thing I just wanted to add about that is it needs to address all three of those areas. So one really key element is that you can't just link them to education and information. You really need to think about within your organization addressing both the awareness education and the behavior change and the supportive environment. And I don't mean this to sound daunting. It's more along the lines of you really want to support your employees in every facet within the organization. So, and there are examples all outlined on the website Bobby's going to give you as far as evidence-based information, what we mean along those areas. And it's also all outlined in the model guide. But I just wanted to be clear, it is not just only educational awareness. You would not be certified if you only handed out brochures and pamphlets of information to your staff and considered that a wellness program. And that is because that is not an evidence-based wellness program as far as offered to your employee population.
So think about smoking as an example. So you bring somebody in and you talk about smoking and how to quit. You put smoking signs up everywhere. You form a task force to become a smoke-free site. And you refer people out to a tobacco treatment program, or through your insurance benefit, you give them nicotine replacement. Something that kind of touches everybody, where people have multiple opportunities to be successful at this, and where they see the message in a lot of different places.
And I just wanted to add, we do have several resources through the department's website, the Mass in Motion website, that will touch on sort of tangible resources for a lot of these different areas. And the one that pops into my mind just now was the Healthy Meeting and Event Guide that we do have available, some print copies and some downloadable copies off of the mass.gov/massinmotion.
This sheet up front.
Great, thank you. So that it's the Mass in Motion website. It's the second one from the bottom on the resource list. Has a lot of these resources available, but specifically the one for a lot of people who are thinking, well, how do I get started if I want to start offering healthy foods at meetings? There's concrete guidelines and sample menus and sort of helping working with vendors who deliver food for you. It's the second from the bottom, small resource list, the half sheet.
Yeah.
Yes, Mass in Motion. Great.
So awareness and education, again, it gives you information sessions on your health insurance benefit. You need to communicate that to your employees. You can bring community speakers in. You can put information out in your break rooms or up on bulletin boards. You can mail things home. You can do a little newsletter that you mail home. Inside your newsletter, your company business newsletter, you can put a little, something up with a health message on it. Signage in different places. You can look at your